Welcome back to another week of Hawk News. I am Tyrus Williams.
And I am Brianna Leon. Hawk News is a student-produced newscast recorded live on the campus of Red Oak High School.
This week is Holocaust Remembrance Week in Texas. Our Hawk News student reporters interviewed Ms. Eris about what this week really means.
Holocaust Remembrance Week is a time to think about history and think about the things that happened in the world. Of course, the Holocaust was in the 1940s, but it's important to remember because we've had so many other issues happen over and over. It's a repeated thing that we see throughout history, and we need to remember what happened and honor the people who sacrificed and lost their lives at this time so that hopefully it never happens again. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can do. There's an amazing Holocaust museum here in Dallas, and we're planning a field trip to go there. We just can't make it this week because a lot of people want to go. There are some excellent films that people can watch if they want to see what's going on. There's newsreels and clips and a lot of things that you can talk about and think about what's happened. Excellent books that you can read. I think they're reading Night in English right now, and that's a really good book that ties in with all of this as well. Okay, we are taking the junior U.S. history students to the Dallas Holocaust and Human Rights Museum, and the date that we were able to get for it is March 3rd. So we'll go, and this is a museum that's been built within the last couple of years. They used to have a much smaller one, and they've really built up the museum and the exhibits and the idea behind it. It's not just Holocaust, it's also human rights. So I haven't been to this new museum. I'm really looking forward to seeing it. And we're hoping that as many of the juniors as possible will try and come with us on that day. And then we're going to do another trip for the AP and dual credit students in May after their testing is over, so that we can try and have all of our junior students go and see what this museum is all about and learn more about it and learn about it in a different way than they do in the classroom. I think it's really important because, believe it or not, there are people out there who are Holocaust deniers and try to claim that it never happened. It did. And there are people who tried to deny it at the time and people who tried to deny it afterwards. But there have been other genocides, and we can't just let people bury their heads in the sand and think that it didn't happen, because that leaves things open to have it happen again. And we don't ever want to have that happen again.
HOSA has started a program called Be the Match, and our Hawk News student reporter Taylor Mendoza interviewed HOSA's vice president and the president to get more insight on the program.
Hi, my name is Michaela Ballard, and I'm the president of HOSA. HOSA is Health Occupations for Students of America, and it's basically just an outlet and a group for future health professionals to gain knowledge and kind of just get a head start and meet other future health professionals.
Hi, I'm Karina Cepeda, and I am the Vice President for HOSA. So HOSA is Health Occupation Students of America, but what we are is a student-led organization for future health professionals or anyone that is interested, and we just get together and try to find ways that we can help out our community.
Be the Match is basically a way it's the world's most diverse blood transfusion registry in the world. And it's basically just a really great way for people to be able to donate blood and find a match for patients in need and patients who potentially need their lives to be saved.
Be the Match is a diverse blood cell transplant registry, and so this is a registry to match donors with patients who need a blood cell transplant.
Us getting involved, we actually went to a conference for HOSA, and we just learned a lot about it. And I think one of the main things that we all took from it, out of all things that we learned that day, was Be the Match. And I think it touched all of us enough to want to be involved and want to get our community involved as well.
So we actually had to reach out to Ryan Dixon. He's one of the head people for the Dallas area for the Be the Match. Had to get into contact with the recruiting coordinator here in DeSoto, and she gives us banners for decorations and little handouts for us to give to potential donors.
I think all the officers came together really well. I'm actually really proud of us. We all came together to be able to find ways for our members to get involved and finding ways from things that we had available to us and access to be able to help the community and bring Be The Match to Red Oak in order for people to register.
What inspired us is that we went to the fall conference, and once we saw how much an impact a little swab test can do, we thought, oh, let's do this now, and let's try to help out our community and trying to save up and trying to get them to sign up for the registry.
I think the biggest challenge was the age gap, because a lot of members aren't old enough to donate, but luckily with Be The Match, you can put yourself on a registry. So you can put your name down so that later on in the future you can donate.
The challenges are trying to get people to sign up, because there is an age limit. It's 18 to 35, 40. So it is hard to try to get people to sign up for donations, but it's really as easy as just registering, swapping your mouth, and then you could become a potential candidate to donate.
For HOSA, we actually have a meeting on Wednesday at 7:45 and 4:15 before and after school in Miss Tolbert's room. And we actually don't think we're welcoming new members at the moment just because we've already paid dues and things like that. But you're welcome to come into the meetings and learn more about Be The Match and the organization as a whole. Be The Match, I would go to Miss Tolbert's room or find me, and we can help you find information for Be The Match.
We will be having booths during lunches at some point this semester. We will have a booth at the next blood donation day with student council. And if anyone has any other community events that they would like to have a booth at, just get into contact with us.
The Red Oak Color Guard had a show Saturday. Our Hawk News student reporters spoke to the members of the team and how it went.
Last Saturday we went to Capel High School. It wasn't really a competition, it was just to get used to perform in front of people. It was to get into the flow of how a show goes.
Our show last Saturday was to give a little preview about our show, Varsity and JV, and to be able to look at some of the other schools' shows.
The purpose of the show was to let the JV members feel and understand how an actual competition was going to be.
It went very well, to be honest, to be the first competition, but it could have been way better if everyone would have given more effort.
I think both JV and Varsity did very good. I think the only thing that could have been better was, I think we were all a bit nervous about it, and that kind of affected our performance.
For the varsity performance, we felt that it was really good.
Our first competition is February 4th in Independence High School.
Our first competition is February 4th.
Our first competition is on February 4th at Frisco Independence High School.
My predictions are that we're gonna get way better. We're almost done with our show, and it's not even our first competition yet. But last year we were in this place, so I have very good expectancies, and I hope that we can do the best and get very good places.
I think that our varsity is doing really good, and so is our JV. We have a lot of great members on both teams, so I think we're going to do amazing this year.
I feel like this winter guard season for the varsity show is going to go really good. We've already learned mostly our entire show and haven't even started our first competition yet.
2 students were selected for Honor Choir. Our Hawk News student reporters interviewed them about the award.
The American Choral Directors Association, or the ACDA, is a convention where choir teachers go to perform or to watch performances and overall better their skills. And each year they pick out a few choirs worth of people. So there's an honor choir, which is what I'm in, which is a mixed soprano, alto, tenor, bass choir. And then they have a women's choir. And then I think a middle school choir.
I was really excited to get to experience choir with so many different variety of people.
I was scared. That was my first reaction. Finding out I was going to be representing the school on a national level, it definitely put a bit of weight on my shoulders.
So basically, kids, high school students from all over the U.S. send in audio recordings of certain songs, and then they audition with those songs, and then a select few people get to make it.
The process of selection is there's about 2,000 to 3,000 people who audition from the state of Texas, and we send in an audition video. It's basically like a scale, which is do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, a little bit of a warm up, and then a solo.
So they gave us a couple pre-picked songs, and then the solo that I did was called Into the Night.
I chose Widmung by Schumann, which is a German song, and it's it's very beautiful.
Progress reports will be posted next week. Make sure to turn in all your assignments and fix your grades before Friday.
When we come back on Hawk News, Drew Fleming will have your weekly weather update.
And now for weather. Drew, what are the temperatures looking like today?
Thank you, Tyrus. Well, right now the temperature is 45 degrees, and thankfully the DFW Metroplex has avoided any major weather conditions. Tonight, the low is 30 degrees, with a 2% chance of precipitation. The forecast, however, does not call for any snow, but the possibility of icy roads tomorrow morning is on the table. And on Friday, the high is 62 degrees, and the low on Friday night is 33 degrees, with a 2% chance of rain. And for your weekend highlights, it'll be a cool weekend with temperatures in the 40s to 60s. On Saturday, there is a 40% chance of precipitation. And on Sunday, we can expect partly cloudy conditions. And for the beginning of next week, the forecast currently calls for heavy rain throughout Monday and Tuesday, with showers next Wednesday. Monica has your entertainment corner with nominations for the Oscars next.
I'm Monica Arrow Megason, and this is your Entertainment Corner. You People, released on Netflix. The buddy comedy starring Jonah Hill and Eddie Murphy received mixed reviews since its initial release on the 23rd. The Academy of Motion Pictures has announced the nominations for the 95th Oscars. All Quiet on the Western Front, a Netflix original German film, has been making rounds this awards season. Nominated for a staggering 9 nominations in the Oscars, only behind Everything Everywhere All at Once at 11 nominations. The Best Picture nominees are All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: Way of Water, The Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fabelmans, Tar, Top Gun, Maverick, Triangle of Sadness, and Women's Talk. HBO's latest show, The Last of Us, premiered on January 15th and has been awaited by many. The Last of Us show is based on an action-adventure survival horror game franchise created by Naughty Dog and Sony Interactive Entertainment. Joel and Ellie, a pair of connected through the harshness of the world they live in, are forced to endure brutal circumstances and the ruthless killers across a check across a post-outbreak America. The Super Bowl performers have been announced. The pre-show will be Sherry Lee Ralph and Babyface, with Chris Stapleton singing the national anthem. The trailer for Scream 6 has finally dropped. Sam and Tara are going to team up with Gale Weathers again in the highly anticipated film, slated to release March 10th in theaters. Sadly, Neve Campbell, long-running actress who plays main character Sydney Prescott, says she will not be returning to her beloved role due to payment disputes. Steven Salas has your sports corner with announcements concerning the football team and with updates on how your swim team did at the district meet.
Hey, coming to lunch with us?
Yeah, I was gonna go to the bathroom for a second.
Oh, okay. See you then.
Audio Jungle.
Oh, I didn't see you there. Hello, I'm Steven Sauls, and this is your sports report. The big news on campus is the hiring of a new football head coach. Coach Melvin Robinson has been named as the new head football coach for the Red Oak Hawks. Robinson has been a coach and teaching in Red Oak ISD since 2021 and served as the interim head coach last season. The Red Oak varsity swim team competed on Saturday in a rock wall at the district swim meet. Our Hawk News student reporter spoke to several other swimmers about the meet.
It feels good to win like how any other champion would feel.
Winning district is a good accomplishment. It's something that you really like, especially when you work hard for it, and it becomes an addiction, so you want to just keep winning and winning and winning, and it's kind of a mindset that you have to win.
It felt great to know that, for one, I dropped time, and two, I was able to beat everyone else, and it's a good experience to be with your team. Yeah.
Feels pretty good. This is my first time coming back into competition swimming, and being a freshman, competing against seniors, feels pretty good to win district.
It feels great to win district. Our students have worked really hard all year, and they came through amazingly.
I had worries when I was a freshman, but as I was growing up and falling more in love with sports, I didn't have any worries.
So if I made a mistake, I might lose a bit of time, so just trying to get as clean of a race as possible was my...
Training wasn't, I had the mindset to win. Training was always the same. I'm very motivated and wanting to win.
I worry a lot, but with the help of my teammates and my family members, I was able to push through it.
No, not really, because they have worked so hard throughout the season practicing. So I wasn't really worried. I knew that they would do great.
It's after districts, it's you go to regional, or you go to move on to regionals in a couple weeks, basically.
Next is regionals, and I'm going to go against other faster teams. So I'm going to be fighting for a spot on A final and a spot for state.
Team-wise, it's I like how we're a family, and how we can go different places together and just spend time and hang out and have fun together. And the way we're all we're very close, and I just love how we came together.
After district, we'll be going to Houston for regionals, and if we're good enough and we drop a couple seconds, maybe state.
Up next is regionals. We leave next Thursday on the 2nd, and they will be competing against several teams in a regional competition.
The Hawks boys varsity basketball team came into last week looking to extend their winning streak. Following a major home district win last week, the Hawks took to the road on Friday and dominated Corsicana 96-47. On Tuesday, the Hawks took on district heavy Forney in a closely contested game. The Hawks sent the game to overtime, but in overtime were unable to overcome Forney and lost 76-74. The Hawks will play again this Friday at home against Lancaster and next Tuesday on the road at Terrell. The Lady Hawks varsity basketball team has a winning streak of their own. On Friday night, the Lady Hawks allowed Corsicana to score only 12 points in the game and won 56-12. On Tuesday, the Lady Hawks crushed Forney 71-38 to push their winning streak to 7 games. The Lady Hawks are now 9-0 in district and will play again next Tuesday on the road against Terrell. The Hogs boys soccer team defeated North Forney last Tuesday 3-1. And the Hawks will play again this Wednesday at home against Forney. The Lady Hawks varsity soccer team play Lancaster at home this Friday night. The varsity tennis team will then compete in the Waxahachie tournament on Friday. And now, the NFL Conference Championship games are now set. The Kansas City Chiefs survived the late scare from Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Cincinnati Bengals dominated the Buffalo Bills to return to the AFC Championship game. In the NFC, the Philadelphia Eagles cruised to an easy win against the New York Giants, and the San Francisco 49ers handled their business with the Dallas Cowboys to set the NFC Championship game. Well, that's all I have for sports, but don't go away. Hawk News will be right back.
Thank you for watching Hawk News,
where it is your campus, your news.